Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just browsing my social media. Did you know that 90% of the British population use social media every day? So it is bound to have an impact on our lives and values. First, we take a trip to Dern FM to see how they use and interact with social media and its effect on businesses. What is Dern FM?
Dern FM is a radio station that covers Barnsley, Penistone and the Dern Valley. So we broadcast live from our studios here.
What social media platforms does Dern FM have?
We mainly use Facebook and Twitter. We find they're the most effective tools to help us. So,
the effective methods of communicating and promoting your business?
Yes, I believe they are. Facebook and Twitter certainly help with our listeners engaging with them and creating debates and just informing them about competitions and stuff we've got going on as well.
Have you had any trouble with internet trolls?
We don't tend to have too much trouble. Usually, especially during the daytime, there's always someone, whether it's one of the presenters in the studios or myself or someone else, will always be monitoring social media. So if anything does come up or anyone's using obscene language, we usually deal with it straight away.
Has it helped out in your business?
It definitely works as a support. I would never say it would take over from our radio side. Radio is still our most powerful way of advertising and playing music and just being there for people, but it's a really good supporting tool. So if we're going out somewhere in Barnsley, it's great to let people know that we're going to be there, so if they maybe missed it on the radio, they can see it on Facebook or Twitter. So it does support us very well, yes.
So as you saw there, Dern FM said that social media had majorly a positive impact on their business. We took a step into Barnsley town to see how the locals engage with social media. This was their response. What social media platforms do you use?
Facebook. Phone. That's about it.
Do you use social media?
I do emails.
Instagram, Facebook, and then for the police I use Twitter and Facebook.
Well, I use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're the main three that I usually use. I do also like to use YouTube as well to listen to music or watch any videos. Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, like music and stuff like that.
Do you think that Britain as a whole has benefited from social media?
In some cases, yes. In some cases, hell no. You've got these certain type where people are starting to stalk other people and act like they want to find them and all that. And you've got other people who just have Facebook for the general don't know, like they're popular with 1,000 friends and they only know about 3 of them.
Is this a generational thing?
Hey?
Is this a generational thing?
I think it is actually. I've only just mastered a mobile phone.
How long do you spend on social media?
I was on Facebook, it's the first thing I do when I wake up, and Instagram I check all the time.
About how you became famous?
Well, it all took off really from a tweet I did on Twitter. You know, I got a few hundred retweets and it all took off there really. I got up to about 19,000 and that's where it all started really.
You got a blog?
Yeah, I've got over 300 followers. I'm on 8,000.
Are you happier because of social media?
Social media in general, I got rid of it last year because I found it useless because I stopped going on it. But now I've got it back, I sort of go back on it, but I'm very rare on it. I more talk to people off it.
How's it affected police force?
Different ways. In police, we put stuff on and we get a lot of negative feedback.
Yeah.
But other sides, like missing people, we get a lot of public help, so there's good and bad to both sides of it.
So do you reckon all this new technology and social media is
I'll tell you what I think. People will lose the ability to write, spell and read and send letters. They'll do it all on Facebook all the time, and all the iPads and the smartphones. They'll forget how to write.
Now we speak to Michael Derger, the Barnsley MP, to see how social media has affected the way we interact with politics.
So, what social media sites do you use?
We've got a website,
Yeah.
so my Twitter feed also runs through the website as well, and some of the material is kind of is replicated, but yeah, we basically Facebook and Twitter. I sort of joked recently that so the politicians and the press, they're all on Twitter, but the public are on Facebook, and I think there is a bit of truth in that.
Social media effective in getting more support for you and your party?
I think it potentially could do. I think the truth is it's just how people communicate in large numbers these days, and if you're in public service, in politics, where you want to persuade people to vote for you, to change the government, to change policies, to have a say, and if you want to engage with people, and really importantly, if you want to listen to people. I think it has, in addition to what we've been doing this afternoon, knocking on doors and talking to people and holding surgeries and doing those kinds of things, social media now, in addition to that, is a really good way of listening to people, talking to people.
Have you had any issues with social media?
Yeah, I think it creates a certain pressure. I think this is a good pressure. I think MPs are more accessible now than they've ever been before. Certainly the amount of cases that we deal with. So that creates a certain pressure. I think people expect immediate communication. I think you've found, which is the one of the real problems with it, is where social media is being used for abuse and trolling and harassment, and it's a particular problem for women. In my experience, you've seen recent examples in recent days, quite a lot of anti-Semitism on things like Twitter, so I've experienced all of that during the vote on military action, extending military action from northern Iraq into Syria. Quite a number of us who thought long and hard, as all colleagues did, before coming to what they felt was the best decision for the local people there, for the safety of our country and everything else. Those of us that voted for military action were sent the most horrendous materials on social media, dismembered babies and really terrible stuff. So I'm not sure that, that's a big downside. I'm not sure that the social media platforms and providers are good enough yet at dealing with those kinds of issues.
So how do you think we should deal with it, like abuse online?
I think it's partly got to educate people. So I think people have to understand that they may be sat on a laptop or using their tablet or their phone, but what they're saying is they're saying publicly. But I think the providers and those that manage these platforms like Twitter and like Facebook have got to do a lot more at stamping out people who use it basically to send, whether it's racism, anti-Semitism, or whether they're sending abuse and threats to people, and when they're just using it as a means to intimidate people. The sort of trolling is like stalking. What the danger is driving people away from it. And then it doesn't become about social media, a way of, a new exciting way of engaging with people, listening to people, involving more people. It becomes a process by which people walk away, and I think that would be a real shame.
There are 116 billion plus emails sent each day, and 247,000 blog posts. To conclude, social media has clearly changed the way we as Brits live our lives, and has also changed our values. But whether it is for better or for worse, we will let you decide.